Kuta City Football Stadium, Indonesia. It's Japan in the all blue, going from left to fans in red. Tae-yong, Tae-yong central defender, gives Beckham Putra. What a test it is for him. Also featured in the air. Kubo. It up, finds Endo. No. Endo. From Beckham Putra, chance for Indonesia on the break. Nice idea with a attempt at a turn. Caught that tackled up by Hubner. Mitoma and several others. Of Japan at senior level took over from Akira Nishi of Japan to lead them into consecutive FIFA 70% of his matches in charge. Next goal scored here. Just 17 defeats for Moriyasu. Into the area, driving run. Romani can't make it stick, so pressure. Ayumuseko. Box, just over the head of Taichi Kamada. Relentless in the pressure, they're moving it along very nicely as well. Luna had to get to his path there, Kubo. He looks really up for this. Goes down quickly. Taruen Takai. Very deep defensive block. Well, they've wanted, but they're being forced back here. Seko. Suzuki. Played back into his path. Patrick Claude's disappointment came as a bit of a surprise to outsiders. It's been a decent start for Kluivert so far. Helped guide Indonesia into the playoff. Endo, time to turn in midfield. Kubo, Morishita. Enjoying the opportunity to this club side. Rotation of positions here. Control role. Back. Sano forces football with Venezia in Italy, was also part of the squad that recently got relegated. Going to be delivered by Kubo. There, the initial touch, possession back with the whole. So Kubo, very much. There's a lot of talk about the option of a few players trying to create even more than depth. Still a squad that saw evidence of that in the last outing against Australia, which Japan very much controlled and dominated. Cruised through qualifying. 6 wins from 6 in that stage. And the excellent run of form has got on their first 3 games. They only conceded their first goal in qualifying, their 1-1 draw at home. Trying to PR in Bahrain once again. Before that run was Shita. Back down to Machino. Header. Number 18. Watch where he started. Ball in there as well. You know. Endo. It's read well by Ayumuseko. Zole Romani. 3 goals, becoming an instant hero. This outing, it's been quite incredible. Once again, matching that tally from the second round, being able to take points off this Japanese side. To Dean James, immediate pressure. Set the tempo and play with a strong intent. Trips into midfield. Going to try and give Indonesia. Pelupesi, the one who's not played too many matches for them. He developed a very nice relationship with Tom Hay. They do come into this fixture without the pressure. So a very solid 1-0 win at home against Kamada. Cross. Kamada. Mito. And a deserved goal for Japan. They've been well. Now, there was that run from Asia's defense. Unmarked. Some spin on that. His header, textbook really. Gets it. 28-year-old scoring this. This one is a bit right on top of Indonesia. Clever switch. Get it forward, Beckham Putra. Quickly. Kamara. Another look at the quality. Timmy Moriyasu, something very different tactically up front. Change up to Ayase. Let's get Osako, quick off his line. Ilgez touched on to Diggs. In the way, and it's a corner conceded by the Indonesian. Another look. Emil Audero as well in goal. Received his first international call-up. Chino, back to Kubo! Japan are flying here. So the on-field decision. Mike Mancino just of invention here. The set piece shifts it on very quickly. Puts it away for Mancino's position. He was right in front of Audero. Kubo recently celebrated his 20th just to confirm this goal. And that's what he's hoping for. Otherwise, it could be a very long evening. It's been such a long qualification camp. Aggregate win over Brunei in the first round back in. Look at this. Mancino. He's well ahead of Romani. Emil Audero. This isn't going to be given. Have to wait and see. A birthday present for him. Goal. And this is his fourth. And against China PR in this 7-0 win. There once again, flag does go up for offside. What is it? Wins the free kick. Supporters that they have. As the players were coming out, could be an issue here for his inner thigh. Stretch for that. Kevin Diggs, his 5th appearance for Indonesia, came on in the Japan in their first meeting, which ended 4-0. Squad for the March window, as we have Jakob. Natural choice for Patrick in this contest. Mancino was there. And it might not have been a bit of time for the goal to be awarded. To be in Borussia Mönchengladbach. Interesting to see how he adapts to that competition. His Romani. Forced to go all the way back. Try and recycle. Just it down. Endo. Clever pass into Mancino. He's coming on to replace Kevin Dick. Yance Sayuri will just push a little bit further forward. Drops into that right wing back of Sayuri. That's going to break for Mito. Audero. Round from Emil Audero. It's those late runs from midfield to keep that going. Again, Shinsuke Mito. Romani. So not to his left shin there for Ole Romani. Rolled. Celebrating his 25th birthday. Received his Indonesian citizenship in February after scoring the winner from the spot against China PR. Endo. Kubo. Sano. Still behind. Jakob. Hilgers, sideways and backwards. Oh, there's that high press again. Hilgers. Jakob Sayuri is saying you need to be making movements for him. It's not quite happening for Indonesia at the moment. The very first round of qualifying. And by the time they get the next FIFA World Cup, there's Kubo. Not too much. He says there was no foul there. Endo. Quick look over his shoulder. It's Endo. Looks for the ball over the top. Across to the face of Beckham. So strong at the back. As Hilgers. They're busy with the FC20. Tsukemito, who's back there once again. He's been also shirking his defensive responsibilities. Spaces. It's a bit of a line being led by Pessi is caught on his heels. Putra needed help down here. Indonesia. You can see that gulf in Japan some time to get going in that away game. After that, they were very comfortable. Kubo. Change up. Heavy collision that. Away. Relatively. Was replaced by Beckham Putra. Now, struggling with injury. Here's another look at that. The scoring started in the 15th minute. It's been a successful season for him. Then at the start of the season, after a spell at Lazio, midfielder with the goal threat. Be another serious injury here for Jakob Sayuri. Kevin Dix. Patrick Kluivert doesn't have the manager with the Netherlands and Cameroon. Here's another look why Jakob Sayuri is really struggling. Let's have a look at that left knee. It's a wonderful atmosphere. Fans have been full of enthusiasm. It's looking like they're one of them, Calvin Verdonk, the other. Jades is saying to the bench that got to see a different approach because he's just having a think about his options here. Got away from the first challenge, taken down. It's that quick drop of the shoulder. Round of qualifying, but is an important member of the squad. Changed the game. He spoke after that, on for Japan. After the struggles in the last cycle. Post was looking. Suzuki on the far side, making his day level, rewarded for his solid performances with the Shonan. On to some big roars from the Asia. Jakarta born before moving to KMSK Deinze in Belgium in football with Oxford United. Higher line and the keeping. It's a disciplined high line out of his box just to clear the danger. Also plays his club football at Oxford United. It's been an amazing start to his international career. In behind Naji Sayuri. It's this. Straight to Endo. This sort of pressure, you need to have a centre forward. Hasn't quite been able for that foul on Takai. It's away from Marcelino. Hooks it wide. Enterprising going forward. But he had to go with the outside of the boot over Nemi Laudero. Did enough to close off. It's going to be fascinating to see what happens. It's got Martin Paz. Martin Paz was the number 1 after making his international debut in last September's. Romane has the run of Marcelino. He's got that recovery pace. Into that part of Pelopessi. Morishita. Around it. Touch from Romani. Comes to display once more. Flag had gone up for offside anyway. Look, he might just have kept on all the way through. We've had to look. Level as well with Sanfrecce Hiroshima. 3 times. Actually won the 1992 AFC Asian Cup. Country. Partly due to his travel around the country, observe grassroots movements, and he's always been saying that he's only able to do his job well with the throw. It's been a long time since Japan, a venue as well. September 2nd, 2021, a World Cup qualifier under Hajime Moriyasu to Australia, losing just this. Australians as their only one in the last 22. Takai, and behind Indonesia's midfield easily. Kamada. This with Kaishu Sano. Could finish. No panic there. Once again. It's a in this first half, it has been a Kubo in the 19th and another one from Kamawita City Football Stadium. this match day 10 fix. Very comfortable at the moment. By Keito Nakamura. As well, it's their third of this fixture. But the flow of goals started for Japan. Hard effort in the area after getting his second and Japan's third team goal. Very heavy challenge. Straight into Seko there. He's not managing any shots at all. 4 of them on target. Scoring intensity. Tempo that's been difficult for the performance of his side in that first half, but he'll ask the side to be a little bit more aggressive. They were very deep. On the Buaya, going to make an immediate impact. Appeals for a handball here. Hubner doesn't find anyone. Have already had to make those 2 changes. Dix, who started the match, lower back, defending a corner. Of their game here in Indonesia. In possession, it's been taken off him by Kubo. Machino. Having to slow it down for the moment. At the Indonesian midfield line. What an impact he has had on this fixture. This level, at senior level, the professional level, they much in the end. There is Daichi Kamada. Nakamura, the 24-year-old, chance to improve. Dynamic player is Keito Nakamura. Plenty plays his club football in France with Orange. Great season on the individual level. Goals in 32 appearances for them. Wolverhampton Wanderers. English football. He spends some. Keeps the attack going. Endo. Well defended by Kambuaya. Out. Have a look at the work rate of Japan. Some outstanding stuff. And that is why these are some top players. Kambuaya making his round of qualifying against China PR. He had a fantastic against China PR. Was his first start for Indonesia since by Nakamura. It looked like it took a deflection. The goal kick has been given instead for Kamada's opening goal with the header. It's gone all the way to Osaka. Not had any saves to make. His first. Still with Nakamura. It's Nakamura. A great run initially around Sayuri. Trying to be a little bit too precise, perhaps, there, Nakamura. And Hubner on the line, protecting the near post. Picked up 2 goals and 1 assist in last year's June. Both those goals against his international debut in March. Again, nice and complete pace. Plenty of space to run into. From Morishita. Breaking forward, plenty of intent. And that focus there from Morishita. He just looks for that placement from Ryoya Morishita. Really good work rate. Country back in the Japan squad for the first time of World Cup qualifying. Legia Warsaw in Poland. With that, and eventually Spain have his goal. Japan. Tough draw in this group alongside the likes of Saudi Arabia, Australia. FIFA World Cup. It meant they could fight for a place in the top 3. Will allow play to continue from Tae-yong, and more recruitment on the playing side of things was tough for them. Their place in the playoffs secured. To go through ahead of China PR and Bahrain. Playoffs come around. Machino gets his goal. They are tearing Indonesia apart. A deft touch there. I think from Machino. Past the goalkeeper, that's your job. On the score sheet for this evening. It's coming on, and Stefano Lillipali have been replaced. It's going to be the brother making an appearance. Going to see. Kubo. And Stefano Lillipali. And a solid out. Yeah. Quickly here. Almost changes. And Suzuki. Legs going. Morishita. International debut. Swing. Japanese youth international 23 in the AFC under 20 Asian Cup. Probably back in the Indonesia setup as well. Made his international debut for he came on the final few minutes against the China PR. The local league, Liga 1. Blood there on his lower lip. Oh, Patrick Kluivert losing this for him. Out of that pitch had been top class. Into this fixture, a decent run of form in Indonesia. 3 wins from their last, so kept 3 clean sheets in the last 4 games. Almost gives it away. Marchino can't hang on to it. Side of the back 3. Kubo, can they find space? So drives into the box. Receiving. As he hit that one side. AFC Asian Cup in Qatar. Save. Kubo on the rebound. Here's Nakamura. Direct bit of play, lovely ball in, another great save. And that's spelled the score at 5-0. Sayuri just getting caught out there. And run of Sano at the There's more problems for Indonesia. They're able to scrap challenge from Endo. Brilliant attitude off the ball. As Indonesia looking to pounce on the counter. Closer look at Aldero because he's been busy. Mataram is on the island of Lombok, Indonesia. Juventus' youth system. He's played for Sampdoria. He played for Italy. For more changes here. It's going to be one of those players set to come off. That's why he's been excellent in this contest. Morishita. One of the players who's just come on. Beautiful switch of play there. Not do anything in the end. Japan for more style. This is the 18th meeting between the time. One of those 5 wins for Indonesia. 5-3 win for Indonesia at the Asian Games in Manila of this fixture. It's this. Should be all right. These sides of time. That game on the 24th of January. Off against each other on a pretty regular basis in the late 60s. The results they've been able to achieve. Endo. Tae-yong does well. Hey. Well defended by Suzuki. It's actually been grouped together in. Japan picked up a 0-0 draw and then a 5-0 win with that 0-0 draw in May. This opposition. It's been raining for the last couple of days. 57%. Not really. Crosses too close to the goalkeeper. The head-to-heads between these sides. 24th of February 19 at the Gelora Bung Karno Stadium in Jakarta. Moves the ball into the area. goes up. Seko. Back with Sato. To Martino. Potentially record-breaking territory. Goals to nil on the 10th of August 1970. To do even more damage. His ability to play out from the back. Twisting and turning. Nakamura. Tougher position. Side cut back in. That's exact. Gamba Osaka player. Familiar surroundings. Here's Nakamura. Up. Endo. Takai has. Sano. Machino again. In with the block. Shuko Matsuno. I was mentioning earlier, another option to just clears his lines. Tawaratsumida. The start against Australia. Tawaratsumida. And it's another for Japan. From August of 1976. Side, wonderful turn of pace. And the flex. 21-year-old Kota. Just his second for Japan. First goal for Japan in second round of plays his football for another tough evening. That's Hosoya looking to take it on the turn. Real threat with his movement. In his professional career was in the 2023 camp. Sayuri. He goes again. Tawaratsumida. The well. Because they made the changes. That at least they're in the playoffs. Latest FIFA rankings we publish on this round. A tough group for Indonesia, based on the current ranking. Some strong teams in there. As potential opponents will be of huge benefit to them. Side. Maulana, given the recent opportunities to the reckoning. Jakob Sayuri, another one who's worked the youth development front as well, are Indonesia. So certainly is very encouraging. As, having a look at that. Yeah. Couldn't quite meet that delivery. 23,606. Make it into. Well, it was all the way back in 1938 when they were known as the Dutch, to have played just a single match at the gold finalists, Hungary in Reims. In their nation's footballing history. Still on Gilgez. So had efforts from Morish. Also had a very good evening. Eko goes to the easy way out. That space was left open for him. Another win for Hajime Moriyasu. Mentioned earlier at the start, close to 70%. He's enjoyed himself as well watching on. Got a call up. Tawaratsumida trying to get enough to put the challenge in there. Sayuri, who's absolutely shattered to deal with the pace. Behind for a corner, the far side. First header, Hay with the clearance into Marcelino. There's Marcelino. Odero. Way back to Osako. Nakamura. Well, tried to release Hosoya. Tawaratsumida. Wasted by Kaishu Sano. And that is it. Time's up here. The performance by Japan to wrap up